Welcome to episode 19 of the Thelma Tapes, the Living Memory Association podcast. This edition is a Valentine's Day special, packed with stories from the past that are sealed with a kiss. Back in time we go.
Can you remember when you got your first Valentine card? When would that have been?
Probably about 11-year-old. But I was sure it was my mum that had latterly, in later years you think, no, my mum used to do that, just school. Once you started secondary, I think that was usually when you wrote them. With guys, it was never as forthcoming as the girls sending them out. You would sit and fill them all with all these verses and so on. There was always somebody had a list, that you would just copy them all. I would say you were then going on 13, 12, 13 when. And you didn't have the money to buy these cards, You were working on pocket money.
You quite often wrote initials on the envelope that stood for something. The famous one was SWALK, SWALK, sealed with a loving kiss. But another slightly more titillating one was Burma, BURMA. You know what that stands for?
I'm waiting for you to say. It's more thrilling.
Be undressed, ready, my angel. And girls sent them to boys, and boys sent them to girls.
I've just been past this. Do you know that one?
Is that OMO? I don't know what that stands for.
Joyce, what's that?
Old man out.
What's that?
Ladies.
So it was safe for
the packet of Omo in the window.
I think we moved on to something entirely different now, Joyce.
This is innocent teenage
Yes,
romance
yes.
I'm talking
You know
about
what?
here.
I'll get on to your part in a minute.
Sorry, I deduced towards someone.
Yes, you have one.
You kept your Valentine Day cards?
Yeah.
So how many would you have got?
3, 4, 5. Those were the days.
And you used to write on it, SWALK?
Yes, sealed with a loving kiss.
And you tried to be anonymous to some extent.
That was the thing, yeah.
Or you gave a hint, something with it. You didn't put your name on it or anything. And did you send them?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Just the one each, or was there?
Oh, maybe 2 or 3.
2 or 3? And
It was usually the girls that sent the cards. The boys weren't as good at sending them, And if they did, it was normally put into your school bag or into your books or whatever,
because it was all anonymous.
Yes,
And can you remember any time that you got more than one?
yes. I went up in everybody's estimation that year. I got 5.
And what age would you have been?
I think I was 14. And did
you
that
set
year.
a record with that in the class?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it was ever...
Beaten.
I think it was more, how the hell did you get...
Oh, and sometimes I've remembered one little verse that might be inside a Valentine. Posty, posty, run, 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 take this to my honey bun. That would be on the envelope, addressed to the post.
Being in a girls' boarding house, there was
Yeah.
competition between us, who was going to send the most or who was going to get the most.
And who did? Do you remember? Was it you? Did you ever win the...
No.
No.
It was the sporty ones that won.
Were they the popular? Most popular?
But being a co-educational school
Yes.
was very handy.
Yeah.
And you never bought cards that were kind of all soppy and lovey-dovey. You kind of got an in-betweeny kind of card. Mind you, I mind once one of the girls got quite an insulting card. It was quite not a very nice card for to have sent as a Valentine.
Sometimes some of the events were a wee bit kind of nudge.
Oh yeah, I think so,
Yeah.
but I think it would have passed over my head anyway. I was quite naive.
And do you remember who it was that you went out with the first date?
Yes, David.
David. And was he at the same school?
Yes. And his mother, who was a widow, worked in the office.
And where did you go?
To school.
On the date.
On the day.
Yeah.
Well, there was lots of walking.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't know how well you know Dollar. There's the big
right.
castle up the hill there, and there's golf courses here, and
Right.
down by the river. And that was very good. I mean, at the boarding house, girls only, you'd be sitting there doing your prep. In the summertime, you had to have your prep finished by tea time. So after tea, you were free to go.
To do your own thing?
And you'd see the boys coming up the churchyard side waiting for us. Very, very
Pairing off.
encouraging.
And then it was a wee walk. Was that it? round the-
I mean, it was quite free for all of them. In all the houses, all the boarding houses, and all the boys and all the girls, all mixed up.
All mingled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As long as you were back.
So what time did you have to be back for?
Well, summertime you would get your prep done before you, and then tea, hay tea, and then say in the senior bedroom, i.e. last year's at school, you had to be back in by 8 o'clock, let's say.
And the boy would see you home? Or see you back to
Yeah.
the... Yes.
Yeah.
Was it? And was there a wee good night kiss?
Heck,
or-
oh no,
No, nothing like that.
That's all been done up the glen.
I remember back in the old days, Valentines weren't sent exclusively to one person necessarily. Nowadays you see a lot of Valentine's cards on sale in the shops, and it says Happy Valentine's Day to my fiancé, Happy Valentine's Day to my... But in those days they were definitely anonymous. They had to be posted and with no name on, but maybe a little suggestion, a little hint of who it might be from. Some of them were quite expensive. People must have been spent a bit of money on them. They would have pink satin hearts and red ribbons on them, and usually a verse. Sometimes people just put a question mark or something like guess who, but it was better if they had a verse. I can't really think of any of the verses now. They were a little bit saucy and always in rhyme. There was one that was about seeing your pyjamas next to my nightie. I mean on the washing line, not in... It rhymed, so I can't remember it now. Sorry, that's not very good.
It's left an image.
The only Valentine card I ever got was sent by some people in my class, and I was at an all-girls school.
What, as a joke or as a
As a joke.
genuine... Oh, right.
As a joke,
Some
as a
sort of
joke.
Salacious.
Yeah, no. Well, it might. No, it was a joke. But I was quite excited when I got it, and I thought, oh, somebody sent me a Valentine. I think I was about 13 or 14, but that was the only one. My husband sends me a Valentine's card, or rather, gives it to me
Leaves it on
along
the
with it.
table.
Yeah, so he's been quite romantic.
I think maybe girls saved their Valentines as well, put them in a drawer. And then maybe next year, if she didn't get any or didn't get so many, she maybe revived the ones from the drawer from last year.
That's a shocking revelation. I never realised that might go on.
Did you send Valentines?
I think I probably did, and I remember the incredible hurt of getting a Valentine's card from somebody I particularly liked, and I was thrilled. Her name was Carol. I'm absolutely thrilled by this, and then a couple of days later it was actually my pals that had sent it and put her name on it. And they crushing it still hurts now.
And they were enjoying seeing how delighted you were
Yes,
at
probably,
getting this
yeah.
false Valentine. Oh.
And it can be quite a time of
Anxiety
and stress.
The first, and I don't suppose you thought of it as a date, it was kind of like, are you going down the cafe tonight? I'll meet you. So, and that was a lad that used to stay at the top of Coal Hill, and he was an apprentice butcher with a co-op with Leith Provident. I would have been about 14, well, he would have been, 15, a butcher, which maybe was a good catch if you were thinking ahead. But I don't think it lasted long. And that usually, as I say, consisted of walking you to the cafe that you would have went to anyway, maybe taking a long way around.
But would you'd have obviously sat with him, but would there have been
Yes,
some of your
there would have been
girlfriends there
everybody.
and
Yeah, there would have been everybody for the crowd there.
And would you have been a drink, is that a Coke or
A Coca-Cola. Often I know one Coke and 2 straws.
Quite romantic.
And if somebody had money for the jukebox, that was a bonus.
And would you have walked home?
Yes, I normally had to be in quite early. The others in the crowd that were a wee bit older got that wee bit more of a leeway.
So what time would you have had to get in it when you were about 14, 15?
Usually about 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock?
Aye. A lad I went about with after that, he was older again, and by this time we stayed at the foot of the walk, and he used to walk me home, And then he'd go away to the pub for the last hour, because then I was allowed out at 9 o'clock.
So you get a couple of pints in before it comes.
Aye. One of the guys I went about with, he had a motorbike, and my mother used to always say to him, she takes ages getting dressed, and you turn up here like an old scruff in a leather jacket. And he used to say, that's my badge of honour, this leather jacket. So you kind of knew that you'd made it as his girlfriend when I got his old leather jacket. I thought, oh, I've arrived. But my mum didn't like me going on this motorbike, but I thought it was terrific. But we were going to a big dance, and I had got a new dress, and I'd went and got my hair all done. And she says, he knows that this is a big posh dance you're going to. And I went, yeah, he does. And he turned up in a beautiful beetle suit, you know, the black jacket with the brass buttons. And my mum looked at him, and he says, it's not my leather jacket. She went, well, it's hardly a suit. He says, it is, it's a beetle suit. I thought he looked fabulous. It still just fell a wee bit short of the mark, you know. I mean, that was him, bang up to fashion. The round collar, you know, with the pin through the collar, the shoelace tie. I thought, oh.
And did it move on to go into the pictures?
No, I moved on rather than the, rather than the relationship.
Heather keeps going away on Valentine's Day.
With someone else. Maybe she is celebrating Valentine's Day.
Well, I thought she was away with our sons. But,
oh, well.
But it's very, because last year it was Venice. She went.
This is the holiday week from school, of
course. And this year it's Berlin.
Have they gone now? No, next week.
Monday. Now you come to mention it, you've made me very suspicious.
Thank you so much to May, Maureen and Evelyn for sharing their wonderful Valentine's Day memories. If you have a story to tell of days gone by, please pop in to see us at the Little Shop of Memory in Ocean Terminal, Leith, or at our new branch in West Lothian at the Centre, Livingston. You can also follow us on Twitter at Thelma Scotland, catch up on our regular events and workshops on Facebook, or check out our amazing collection of videos and photos on our YouTube channel by searching for the Living Memory Association. Our forthcoming episode travels back in time to look at the world of Leith docks from the 1930s onwards in the company of the men who worked there. Until next time, we bid you farewell.